Hi babes, welcome to Hamilton's Halogen, and this is your friend, Carrie Hamilton. This is a place where darkness meets illumination and truth becomes your turning point. Just like a halogen light burns brighter and hotter to reveal darkness, this podcast is about bringing light into places that many avoid. If you've ever felt lost in the dark, this space is for you. It's time to stop surviving and start shining. Hello, how is that steering wheel? I hope aligned and going well. I want to share a video with you. This is my sister's super good friend. I guess you could say she's a good friend of mine too. I've met her many times. And she is a psychotherapist and owner of Holistic Wellness Center here in Illinois. But she is one of those people that you talk to her and the way that the tone of her voice is, you'll see when I share the video with you, she just sucks all the bad air out of the room and is just very peaceful. She's one of those voices that just bring you peace. And she had something that she shared today, and I thought it was so incredible because I get asked this question so many times. And she does have a podcast. It's called Mindful Momma. So if you want to add her on podcasting, if that's something that you are into or listen to. I also have a podcast. It was called Bottoms Up, and I changed it to Hamilton's Halogen, basically just because I want to share information and light, and I don't want to just sit inside of the trauma end of it. So I figured I would head in that route and change the name and go in that other direction. But anyway, back to Dana. I'm going to share this video with you that she had given today, but it's about parallel parenting. And this is for any parent out there that is stuck in parenting with a narcissist and how they're just so unmanageable. They cause so much chaos and, just overall harassment and uneasy vibes, right? So parallel parenting is when co-parenting just isn't safe or isn't possible. It's not failure. Dana writes, it's protection, clarity, and regulation. When communication turns into conflict, manipulation, or emotional harm, you don't have to keep trying to get along or, as I say, take the abuse and the harassment. You could step out of the chaos and start to parallel parent. What is parallel parenting? Parallel parenting is a structured way of co-parenting where communication is minimal and intentional. Interactions are business-like and child-focused, and each parent operates independently in their own home. It's not about connection between parents. It's about reducing conflict for the child or the children. So why does it matter? Because kids are like sponges. They absorb everything that is in their environment and what they interact with. So children do not benefit from tension and emotional, stress and power struggles and stuff like that, right? But they do benefit from stability, predictability, regulated environments. Parallel parenting creates an emotional safety when the relationship between the parents just isn't safe. So what it looks like is basically you use apps or emails for communicating. There's no emotional conversation. It's just the logistics. It's clear boundaries, no dropping in conversations, no over-explaining, no hostility. It's letting go of the control over the parent's household. The hard truth is that you may never get validation or an apology or healthy communication, because when one is a manipulator, they thrive on that abuse because that helps them lead into how to manipulate you. So if you react in a negative way, they know that you don't like whatever that situation is, so then they know how to cause you harm. So that's why it's easy to just have such minimal contact, and even if it's not indirect, to get rid of that direct contact and use the parallel parenting to make things go so much more peaceful. It's a healing process for you. This way there's no more hostility. You can have peace. You don't need to change them in order to create peace for yourself. It's choosing your nervous system safety and setting boundaries over engagement of peace versus proving a point. So if you are looking for an option, I'll play this video from Dana, but it's such a great way for people that are in that situation where one causes hostility and uses the kids as tools for, to make things hostile and, control and to have their way and so forth. So, not allowing any information that you need to give any further than sticking strictly to the children, and that is it, is the best way for you to parent with a narcissist. So here we go.
Okay, so last week we did an awesome workshop on narcissism, true narcissism, healing from a narcissistic relationship, seeing the signs of it as well. And something that came through was parallel parenting. So it's a newer term. Parallel parenting is basically where you've grieved that you're not going to have that juicy, collaborative, friendly, co-parenting situation. And the grieving part is the most important, because a lot of people in those situations keep fantasizing that, oh my gosh, it's here, okay, it's happening, when really it's just a fleeting moment of good behavior or even manipulation. So parallel parenting is where you're protecting your peace in your own household. You're also not trying to control that other household. You're just focused on your own household. You're basically parenting side by side. The rules are very clear. The structure is very clear. Who's managing the medical decisions is very clear. The custody schedule is very clear. There's minimal communication. There's almost no communication. Again, because the schedule is so structured, the rules are already defined, that there's not really a need to communicate. You're not exchanging pictures of the kids. You're not sending updates. You're basically meeting at that pickup zone. You're exchanging the kids, and there's no communication, again, because we're protecting our peace, because collaboration is not an option.